Hi, welcome to PSK Masterclass. This is Takie Ndou, and I'm your guest today. And I just want to say thank you so much for having me. I can't wait to share what I have in my heart with you guys. And later on this episode, I'm gonna do a song with you guys. So please make sure that you don't go anywhere. Stay tuned so that at the end of this show, you can hear the song that we are gonna do together. But I'm excited to be here, guys, and today we're gonna be focusing on having the right character to sustain you in the music industry. But I will focus more on the gospel industry because that's what I have the knowledge about, and that's the industry that I am in. But besides that, uh, I've learned a lot of artists, even on the secular industry, especially artists like Oskido. Those are the guys that have been in the industry ever since, and they are still in and relevant. People like Mafiki Zolo, they are still there, they are still relevant. People like Benjamin Dube, these people are still there and they are still relevant. So that's what I want us to focus on. What can make you to stay relevant in the industry for 20 years? What can sustain you? So the first thing that I want us to talk about is a lot of people focus on the character, or they focus on the talent rather than the character. So a lot of people think because I am talented, I have a right and I can be relevant, and I will sustain myself in the industry because I have so much talent. But I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of people that are talented, but they end up nowhere, and 2 3 4 years down the line we can't find them anymore in the industry. And for me, I think it's mainly because of the character. So if you can focus on developing your character and having the right character, I think that is what can sustain you in the industry. And those are the things that when I've done my research, Pastor Benjamin Dube would talk about, to say, you know what, talent will put you at a certain stage, but character will keep you there. You see, so a lot of people focus on the talent and they don't have the right character. But you are very much talented. These people, when people want to take pictures with you, when people want your time, you are not available. When people appreciate you, you just take them for granted. And I think those are the things that people realize at the end of the day, that what, this person, we cannot reach them. So if you people cannot reach you through you, how will they be able to reach you through your talent? Because when people appreciate your talent, people appreciate the heart more than the talent. I always say that, what, there's a song that I sing that says unandaba yes unandaba nan. A lot of people sing that song in different churches, in different shows, but they will not sing it the same way I sing it. Not because I am more talented. A lot of people are more talented and they will sing it way better than me in terms of their voices and the dynamics. But people are not looking for that. People are looking for the heart behind the music. So hence, I would encourage you that, what, spend time with God, develop your heart, develop your character, so that when people can be able to connect with your heart, then for me that is more important rather than collecting with the talent. That's why we still have a lot of people that some of you would ask, but I sing better than this person. This person does not really have the right voice, but they are there in the industry. They are still there. They are relevant. It's not because of the talent. It's because of the character, which is what a lot of talented people do not focus on, because there is so much talent. Now you ignore the character part. So what more if you have the talent and you have the right character? I think that is what can make you to be even more sustainable in the industry. Having said that, I have 16 years in the industry right now. I've been in the industry full time for 16 years. I released my first album in 2004. That is how much time I have in the industry. So I think I'm very close to being a legend. Once I hit 20 years, then I can officially be a legend. But having said that, I just want you guys to know that for me to be where I am, it was not a mistake. It was not a coincidence. It was not sudden fame. We had to work for this. We had to work hard. I remember we had to go through taxi ranks, shopping centers to promote our music, plug our speakers in the streets, everywhere, to promote our music for a good 10 years, which a whole lot of you don't know because you started knowing me in the past 7-6 years. You see, but we had to work for it. We had to develop the character. We were in the industry for about, I think, 8 years. Me and Ropiwa, I started recording 2 albums before we came together as a duo. That was in 2004 and 2005. 2006, we came together as Takie and Ropiwa and started a duo. We released 3 albums every 2 years, 2006, 2008, and in 2010 we released our last album. 2011 we sat down and thought, you know what, we've been doing the same thing over and over and over, but it's not working. What can we do different? So we decided, you know what, Ropiwa can go and do his solo album. I'll go back and do my solo albums. And then Ropiwa released his albums and he's been doing well ever since. But for me, I decided to take a break for 2 years, 2011 and 2012. I was no longer in the music industry. I took a break, and the reason why I took a break is because I wanted to focus on my character. I wanted to focus on being humble, on humility. I wanted to focus on finding myself and finding my place in the industry, because I think having had a duo, I could have been lost to doing what Takie and Ropiwa was doing rather than doing me. I had to find out who is me without Takie and Ropiwa. So I had to spend 2 years serving at church, and that helped me really to develop the right character for the industry. That really helped me to know my place in the industry, to know my sound, and obviously to have the heart for people. Because if I had not done that, I think I would have just gone on the same way, and some people would find it difficult to get a hold of me or to talk to me, take pictures and all of that. So that is what I found to be important in an artist's heart, to have the right character, be humble. Don't think you are better than other artists. Don't think you are better than everyone. Don't think you are better than other people. You are where you are because of the support from the people. So those people that you think you are better than, they are the same people that have made you to be where you are. So those are the people that we need to respect. Those are the people that we need to appreciate. People, we need to love those people. So for me, humility is one of the biggest attributes for you to be where you want to be in the industry, or for God to take you higher and to lift you up. Even the word of God says that humble yourself so that God can lift you up. So if you want God to lift you up, you have to do a simple thing, which is to humble yourself. And they say that pride comes before a downfall. So if you know that, if you want to know when you are going down, just check yourself. And if you are starting to have pride, then you must know that, okay, you are on your way down. So you need to repent. It is a daily prayer that we need to make. You don't just, it's not by default that we are humble. It does not come natural. Every time, sometimes I go to shows and I go to churches and I go to places where I feel like these people are undermining me. And immediately there's a temptation to show these people who I am, or to tell these people who I am. Do you know who I am? Do you know what I've achieved? Do you know how long I've been in the industry? That temptation is always there all the time. And you will always go through those temptations. You see, so I always tell myself, you know what, calm down. Calm down. Humble yourself. Allow these people to treat you the way you're treating you. Let your work speak for you rather than you speaking for your work. So it's important to stay humble. And when you stay humble, you for me, it lifts up the pressure for myself, because once you speak a whole lot of things about yourself, then people will even expect way more than you can deliver. You see, so when you remain humble, then people are not so much expected. They don't expect a pride and big things from you. You see, but when your work speaks for you, for me, that is what should describe you as humble. Do not be tempted to tell people and show people who you are and what you've achieved, where you come from, and all of that. But that is a daily fight. We fight that daily. When I wake up in the morning, I have to fight that thing to say, you know what, Take, humble yourself. You are where you are because of the grace of God. You are where you are because of how God lifted you up. It's not yourself. And I know that because like I'm saying, the 10 years that we were in the industry and you guys didn't know us, we were hustling, we were working hard, going all over the country doing promotions. But at the end of the day, I think we were not achieving the goals that we wanted to achieve. We didn't go to the standard or to the level that we wanted to be. There was always that wall that we would always hit and not reach our destiny. And for me that shows that, you know what, you can work hard, you can do all you can, but if the grace of God and the favor of God has not located you, you won't really achieve what you want to achieve. So it is not by hard work. Sometimes it's not our connection, it's not who we know, it's not the money that we have that makes us to be where we are. It is really just the grace and the favor of God. So once you discover that, you have no choice but to stay humble, because you know that you are not where you are by yourself, but you are where you are by the grace of God. So we need to acknowledge the grace of God at all times, as artists or as musicians, so that God can always lift us up. Because when you appreciate what God is doing for you, He will even do more for you. You get what I'm saying? So guys, I encourage you to stay humble. If you know that you are struggling with that, just make it a daily prayer. Ask God to give you the spirit and the strength to remain humble. It's possible, and for me that is the right character to make you to be sustainable in the industry, because you cannot sustain yourself in the industry when you have pride. We need to respect people, respect your audience. For me also, it goes to respecting your audience when you're having a show, the way you appear in front of your people. Not really that you must dress in a certain way, but be clean. As a gospel artist, I would expect you to be clean. When someone is giving me water with a dirty glass and the water inside is clean, I will not drink that water. But I might be tempted to drink water that is presented with a clean glass, even though the water might be dirty inside, because the glass is clean. So the way you present yourself determines how people can receive you. It's easier to receive water that is coming from a clean glass. So it is easier to receive a message and the gospel that is coming from a clean person rather than a dirty glass. So how we present ourselves and respect the audience is very important for them to be able to listen to us. When you appear on stage, first impression lasts. The way you present yourself, the way you appear, it determines whether people are going to listen to you or not. So we need to take care of how we look and how we present ourselves in front of people during the shows, during interviews, during TV interviews. So I think it's one of the things that we need to develop as artists, and we really need to pay attention to that. Also, the way you present your music. Some people, they just go, they did not rehearse with the band, they don't even know how it's gonna sound, and people can hear that. The audience these days, they know quality. They can differentiate between a person who is prepared and a person who is just there because they have to be there. So present quality music to the people, because people deserve the quality music that we give them and that we have recorded. So also, the way you present your music is very important. Be prepared with your band. Make sure that you rehearse, even if you're not doing anything complicated. But you and your band must be one thing. Be prepared when you present your music so that people can be able to consume your music easier. Actually, with gospel, then you are able to minister to people easier, and people can receive the message that you're giving them. So for me, the way you present yourself, in the way you look, and the music on stage is very important, and that will also help you to be sustainable. That will also help you to stay relevant. Yeah, so I think the other thing that can help you and make you to stay relevant is collaborating with other artists. So guys, I encourage you to collaborate. I've collaborated with about 15 to 20 artists in the past 2 years, and I've not done that because I just want to be everywhere and in any album, but I've done that because it helps me to improve myself. I learn from upcoming artists, and I learn from the legends. In the past 2 years, I've featured with Gospel Goes Classical, Tshwane Gospel Choir. I've featured with Spirit of Praise. I've featured with Sipho Makabane, I've featured with Rebecca Malope. I've featured with DJ Spoo, Afro Traction. So that helps me to learn from all these different artists to also contribute to my art and me being an artist. So it's one thing that I will encourage artists to do. Don't be scared to collaborate with other artists so that you can keep improving yourself. You can stay relevant to different markets because Sipho Makhabane has a different market. Rebecca Malope is a different market. Gospel Goes Classical, Spirit of Praise, Tswane Gospel Choir, Afro Traction, DJ Spoo. So those are different markets that I am exposed to because of the collaborations that I have done. So I believe that that will also help you to stay relevant. So don't be afraid to collaborate with other artists. It will help you also to learn from those artists and how they've been in the industry and how they can stay relevant in the industry. So that is one of the things that will make you stay relevant. And for me, the other thing that can make you stay relevant as an artist is to also invite other songwriters. You find artists that produce themselves, produce their music, produce everything, mix and master, and you have your own studio. You do everything by yourself. It's good. But for me, I believe that you also need an input from other people to improve who you are. Because when you're doing something by yourself, it means that your word goes in everything. You see, but you need someone who will say, okay, let's do it this way, let's do it this way. Then for me, that can improve you as an artist and it makes you to stay relevant. So invite young and upcoming songwriters, work with legends, invite other people to come and contribute in your project. You don't lose anything, you gain a lot actually. You see, but some people just prefer to have all the credit to themselves. But for me, I think that is working backwards. So for you to stay relevant and to sustain yourself in the industry, work with other upcoming artists, work with other people, get songwriters, get producers to come and produce 2-3 songs in your album. For me, that will help you to stay relevant and sustain yourself in the industry. So I think those are some of the pointers that we can use as artists to stay relevant. And one of the other thing that I can add is that don't make your achievements to stand before you. Don't think you are your achievements. Your achievements are just there as honors. Those are things to honor you. If you've sold gold, platinum, if you've had a couple of awards, those things are there as honors. They are not there to say now I am big. Now because I've won certain awards, people cannot get me easily and all of that. I think for me, if you want to stay relevant, don't make those things to stand before your work, because for me, that is previous achievements. So I cannot stand on yesterday achievements today, because once I win an award, I've won it. I need to move forward. What's next? What do you do next? How do I improve myself? How do I stay relevant? You see, but people that will say, I've won the biggest award, and you keep standing on that for the next year. For me, I believe that you are working backwards, because that is yesterday's achievements. We need to work going forward. What are you going to achieve next? You see, having said that, guys, in my stay in the industry, I've won a lot of awards. I think I was counting them 2 months ago, and it's about 14 awards so far, which includes Best National Gospel Artist with the Shitsonga Gospel Awards, Best National Gospel Artist with the Mpumalanga Gospel Awards, Best Male Artist with the Crown Gospel Awards, Album of the Year, Gospel Album of the Year with the METROFM Award, Best Collaboration, Best Album, Best Produced Album, Best Engineered Album with the Crown Gospel Awards. I've won Artist of the Year, Song of the Year, and Album of the Year with the INGOMA Awards. I have won Best Dressed Artist with the MZANZI Gospel Award. I've won Best Styled Artist with the Fame Awards. I've won Best Male Artist with the Chima, our Chivenda Music Awards. I've won Best Gospel Album with the Chivenda Music Awards. So some of the awards maybe I cannot remember right now, but I've won those couple of awards in the past 7 years. But I've made sure that that does not make me who I am, and that does not define my character. Yes, those are honors that I've received having been in the industry, but I cannot stand on those achievements. I need to move forward. There are bigger things that I want to achieve in the industry, and for me, awards, they don't really determine how talented you are, or how good your album is, or how good you are as an artist. It's just a preferred system for that moment, that okay, this year this is the artist that has been working very hard, this is the artist that we can honor. If it's voting awards, you win the award because people voted for you, not because you are better than everyone. So we cannot make that to define who we are. But we need to appreciate that, because for me it's very important when people appreciate the work that you are doing when you are still alive. But that's as far as I take it. For me, that's what those awards are there for. Yes. So guys, let's make sure that we have the right character to sustain us in the industry. Make sure that you remain humble. Make sure that you are patient. Don't rush to be in the industry. Don't rush to be famous. And for me, the last thing that I can advise you on is the fact that when I started in the industry, or when I took that break for 2 years, one of the things that I told myself was, I'm going to work on being a successful artist rather than being a famous artist. So I wanted to be successful rather than being famous. And I think it's one thing that I really worked hard on, and it came to pass, because a lot of people, even though people didn't know me, but I was still a successful artist without a lot of fame. When fame came to my life, it already found me on the path of being successful. So my advice is, work on being successful rather than being famous. Don't go after fame. I want to be on TV, radio, and all of that. Rather work on being successful. When you are successful, it's more fulfilling than having fame and no success, because we know a lot of artists that are famous but they're not successful. So please make sure that you have the right attitude. Make sure that you become successful even if you don't have the fame. For me, that is the most important thing for an artist. Rather be successful even though you are not famous. So that is one thing that I will also encourage you guys on. So let's stay humble. Let's be patient. Let's work on being successful rather than being famous. Let's collaborate with other artists. Let's stay humble. And for me, those characteristics will make you a successful artist, and it will make you relevant and to be sustainable in the industry. Guys, God bless you, and thank you for watching and listening. God bless you. This is PSK Conversation.